I saw this DJ deck at NAMM 2024 and I finally got it in my studio. The Omnis-Duo by AlphaTheta / Pioneer. Let's get into it. What's up, my fearless friend Shayshahn, PhearNone MacPherson, back to you with another Gear and Gadgets, where I like to talk tech, gear, and apparel for DJs, musicians, and artists alike. Today I have the Omnis-Duo by AlphaTheta in the studio, and I've been waiting to get this in my hands since I saw it at NAMM 2024. It's a standalone battery-powered deck, kind of like my beloved Prime Go, but it has a lot of features that the Go doesn't have, and it's missing some features that the Go has. So let's unbox it and really get into it. So now that we got the Omnis-Duo out of the box, let's just talk about the features that we see. And the obvious elephant in the room is that it is an indigo color. And the indigo color is really not that bad. I kind of like it. It's very subdued, matte color. It doesn't look like it's going to get a lot of fingerprints on it. And as you can see, it's just a good looking deck to me. Some people might not like it because it's blue or indigo, but I think it's a pretty good looking deck. It has all of the inputs and I/O that you might want on a deck like this, especially for $1,500. It has 2 mics. It has an RC out to the booth. It has XLR master outs, stereo outs. It also has an input for your computer because you can use this deck with Serato, which is amazing. I wish that my Prime Go could do that. You have a input for a USB stick for your drive, or a T5 drive, which is what I have plugged in right now to it for your sounds. And you can put an SD card in it, similar to the Prime Go. And it has a USB-C power adapter. Now it has its own power adapter, but what that means is if you leave that power adapter or if it fails, you can use any USB-C plug-in as long as it has the right voltage. So that's all very good. I like when companies don't make it proprietary for your power. Moving along, looking at the knobs feel great. They have a nice give to them and a smooth glide. I mean, it's not like a super high-end fader that you have here, but it feels better already than the Prime Go's. I didn't really like the Prime Go's fader compared to this. It's a little bit smaller, but I do like the feel. The buttons are clicky. I don't know if you can hear that. But they are not RGB, meaning you can't color code your cue points and see them on the waveform. You also have the beat jump as a physical button, knob encoder, and you see this right here as a play pause button for Bluetooth, because this is one of the only decks that have Bluetooth in and out. And what's cool about the Bluetooth in is that you can take a request from somebody, albeit that they would have to play the whole song in their phone or device, and the deck records it in. Then you can put it on, deck 1 or 2 and do anything that you would do if it was an MP3. The platters are very cool as well, with a nice deeper indigo on this ring on the inside, and they feel good. They feel good to the touch. Definitely like the $1,000 deck area. It really feels like, it has some of the great features that Pioneer is known for with their decks. They have color instead of filter knobs, which can change the sound. They have low, mid, and high, and I like the way it's laid out. They use the space well on the deck, and it still doesn't feel cramped, even though there's a lot of buttons going on here. So let's go into the menu. As you can see, it's like monochrome, and you have the time and the date here, and you can change your waveform. So that's the waveform I had set. Right here you can see that Bluetooth input. Right now I have it off, and the Bluetooth output, that's what separates this deck from any other deck. You have the light and dark appearance. You have an echo mode, which shuts down using any unnecessary power, and it'll give you more time on the battery. Right now my battery is at 73%, and that would give me 4 hours and 3 minutes. You also can record your sets into the deck or onto an SD card or a drive like the T7 or the T5. So here's some menu tips just from me using the deck for about a week. One of the most important features for me as a DJ and instrumentalist is that I want the keys of my songs to stay the same. If the keys are jumping all over the place, it can become difficult when you're playing a whole lot of songs and you're used to them in a certain key. So the way we do that is, you see this little MT right here. You click that and you want to make sure that it's on master tempo. Master tempo will keep the song the same when you're playing it. It'll keep it in the same key no matter what speed you put it at. I also put the master tempo and I keep it at wide so I can have a wide range, because I like to match my BPMs very close when I'm DJing. This menu right here lets you change whether you want quantize. I usually like my quantize off so I can hit my cue points how I want and not be slave to it dropping on an eighth or a quarter. You also have slip mode. You got jog mode. So that's another little hamburger menu that you might not see when you first open up the deck. That might not be as intuitive. But once you understand it, it's pretty easy. But this next feature in the menus is what I've been waiting for, and that is controlling effects on your mics. Not only do you have two microphones, one with a combo jack of XLR and quarter inch, and one just quarter inch, you can put effects on those mics. Finally a deck that's portable, battery powered, and has effects on the mics. I've been asking for this on the next Prime Go. I hope they put it on the second version of the Prime Go whenever they come out with that. So let's open that up. So we have beat effects and we have filter. Let's go to the filter first. So the filter controls the color, what effect you're using on the color. Let me just show you that. So that's on the filter right now. But we can change that. We have space. We have a crush filter. We have noise. But I'm gonna put it back on filter because that's what I like when I'm DJing. We're gonna go to the mic. And right now you see this delay on the mic. And this reminds me of the Pioneer DJs that you'll see in the club. Because you see down here, you have physical control of the level and depth of your effects on this output right here. So I'm gonna hit mic. And you see you can use a mic. You can send these effects out on the master, or you can send it out on channel 1 or channel 2. But for me, I'm leaving these effects on the mic because I use the mic a whole lot, both vocally and as an instrumentalist. I have a quarter inch plugged in, mic 1, and I have an XLR plugged in on mic 2. Mic 2 will be my vocal microphone. Mic 1 is my instrument. And I really like this because it keeps my setup minimal. Yes, I have, you know, external mixers and guitar effects pedals that have reverb in them, but sometimes I like just going to the gig if I'm using my violin and DJing and just plugging straight in and not having to worry about anything. This deck got you. Listen. So on my violin, we'll hit talk over and turn it up. And when you turn on the effects, it'll flash on and off, and that's very similar to the decks that you'll see almost in every club. And this is delay on violin. Which is very cool. But as you can see, I can speak into this microphone. And we can go to echo. 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 And we can turn echo up. 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 Echo up. Echo up. Echo up. Echo up. This effect is called trans. Check. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Kind of gives you a robot sound. And you have a tap tempo, so you can change the tempo by hitting shift and tapping. We have a flanger. Which is very cool. You can use that on voice as well. Hopefully you can hear that. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have spiral. We can control that. We have normal reverb, which is what I use. We have pitch. I don't really use that on violin, but you can use it on voice to sound very deep. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3. And we have roll. And it's picking up like a little roll sound. As I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. But that's all the effects. So let's play one of my tracks so you can hear how it sounds. And the effects are pretty quality. They're quality sounds. So if I went to a track. But before that, before I even play my track, to loop, let me put this on delay. Turn the mic down. The way you get the roll on is, or the beat repeat or loop, and the way you change whether it repeats at the end of the song, you hit shift and you'll see this value changing right here. and you hit beat loop, not shift, and you'll see that color, that yellow color going across, that's your loop. And I could play over it. And of course you can speak over it. Check, 1, 2, check, 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 check. Yes, you're listening to DJ PhearNone on the 1s and 2s. And this right here is how you browse for your music off your SD card or off your drive. I have a solid state drive, T5 plugged in, and you just browse through. Where's the browse knob? Right here. This is how you can browse through your tracks. As you can see. And this is the low button. Let me find a better song. We'll go here. And load. And that loaded onto deck 2. And that's basically how you load. Everything is very minimal, and once you get used to the layout, and especially the menu dive, hopefully that'll help you understand how to use this deck very quickly. The weight is about 10 pounds. It's a little bit heavier than my Prime Go, and let me show you what it looks like compared to the Prime Go. It's a little bit bigger than the Prime Go, as you can see. About 1 inch on top, and I say about 3 inches to the right. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bigger deck, but you can still fit that in a small bag or backpack. So let's get into the pros and cons of this deck and who I think the deck is for. Pros are the build quality is excellent. It feels solid. It feels like a really top-end Pioneer deck that we're used to. But now it's AlphaTheta. The effects area I really like because it works like effects that you would use in a club on the mixers that you would find in a club by Pioneer. The sound card is amazing. It sounds very good. I don't know if it's translating through my camera mic, but the sound is excellent. Big pro, effects on both microphones. I really, really, really like that, and I appreciate that. I know it might be niche, but I know other DJs who ask for that, who ask for, mixing control as far as the highs and lows on the mic and effects on the mic. This has both of them. The pads are good. It works with Serato. I really, really, really like that because now I can just use it as a controller with Serato. And if Serato on my computer were to go down, I have a whole standalone deck that I can also use. So it's a redundancy and a backup. And that's really good for when you're doing high-stake gigs like a wedding or, something really important to the client. So let's get into the cons. The main con is that the deck doesn't have streaming. And I don't know what AlphaTheta was thinking on this. Maybe they have their own streaming that they're about to bring out through Rekordbox. But right now you can't stream. And a lot of people still use Tidal and Beatport to send beats into their deck right away and be able to pull up songs for people. Now, I know you have the Bluetooth in and out, but the Bluetooth in and out, the way it works is kind of quirky because you have to record the whole song into the deck to use it. It's not like it just magically transfers into the deck right away. And that person can't be using their phone or stop playing the song or else it'll stop importing into your deck. So that's a con to me. I wish that the waveform could go the other way, but I understand. And if I really wanted to use that waveform, I would just, bring my computer and use it that way. I don't really like the file management because I can't search through my whole drive for a song. I have to go into a certain playlist and search for it. With the Prime Go and the way Engine runs, you could search all your songs to find a song. You can't really do that on this Omnis-Duo. The price can be an issue because it's $500 more than the Prime Go. And even more than that, almost $800 more than the Numark Mixstream Pro. And other decks that are similar. Now, granted, this deck has some premium feel to it, but as far as features and not having streaming, that might be a con for some people, and some people might go for the Prime Go or just wait for the Prime Go 2. I know this Omnis-Duo is one of the only decks to have Bluetooth in and out, but to be honest, you could get another product like Skaa, this Skaa DI, and DJ without any latency. With the Bluetooth out on the Omnis-Duo, the only way to get zero latency or latency that's good enough to scratch and perform on the deck with is to have their other speaker that also I saw at NAMM called the Wave 8. And the Wave 8 has a little box inside of it that allows the deck to be latency free, which is similar to the Skaa Pro. And I use this Skaa setup at a lot of venues to both play my violin without delay, because that's almost impossible to play with too much slapback, and to also DJ without delay. So even though the Omnis-Duo is the only deck that has that, you could get a cheaper deck and just get a Skaa Pro system for about the same price as just getting this deck. So who is this deck for? This deck is for a DJ who performs with musicians and wants to send them through amplification and have control over it. This deck is for a DJ / musician, singer, or playing an instrument like I do on the violin. This deck is for somebody who wants a very minimal look and maybe has clients that are into the minimal look, because you might not want it to look really crazy or really heavy. This deck is for somebody looking for something portable with effects on the mics. And that's really big for me. I would think about stepping up to a deck like this just for the mics, but I have niche case. So somebody like me, I think I would look into getting this deck. I'm curious to see what Denon does if they come out with a Prime Go 2. But if I needed something right now, this deck would definitely be on my list. Mainly because it works with Serato. It has the effects on the mics. The only thing that would hold me back is the filing system at this point. Streaming, I can get around. That's not really a deal breaker for me, but the filing system and not being able to search the whole Samsung T7 or T5 drive for my music is a little annoying. I would have to set up specific playlists just for this deck. So that's a little of an off-put. But you guys let me know what you think. Would you get this Omnis-Duo with the little bit that I showed you and the menu diving that you might have to do? So let me know whether this deck is something you think is worth it, guys. And hopefully I'll have some more decks for you in the future. My name is Shayshahn PhearNone MacPherson. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.